What's up everybody, it's Luke James, not the singer, here to give you a review of Iggy Azalea's album, The New Classic. Now if you don't know who Iggy Azalea is, she's a white girl rapper from Australia who moved to the United States. Somewhere along the way she hooked up with T.I., got signed to Grand Hustle, she's put out some mixtapes, been featured on a bunch of songs, and now she's released her album, The New Classic. Now, the fact that this album was called The New Classic kind of bothered me, because to me that was a little too cocky coming into this. I mean, by all means, I guess she can do that. She does have her own fan base. She's been pretty successful. But to call your album classic, there must be something that I missed. I don't know if this is supposed to be ironic or she has her own definition of classic that she may have gone over in an interview, but there's nothing classic about this album at all. A lot of it is just the usual type of bullshit that you would expect from this type of venture. A lot of the content that she's rapping about is just simple shit. For example, the song New Bitch is her bragging about how she's some guy's new bitch, and the beat sounds like it's from 2010, some 2010 club shit that, I don't know, maybe Rihanna would get on or something like that. Kind of like a Gorilla Zoe beat. You know how he used to mess around with those weird clubby type of beats, or Shorty Low? Once you hear it, you'll know exactly what I mean. But to brag about being someone's new bitch, to me just sounds kind of stupid, calling yourself a bitch and you're bragging because you're the new bitch. Congratulations. It kind of reminds me of Harlan Williams in Half Baked when he was bragging about being the Squirrel Master's bitch. Not really something to brag about. Then we have the song Fancy, which is like, I heard the beat and I thought it was a knockoff DJ Mustard beat. And why don't you put Charlie XCX on it to sing the hook? I don't know who that is. Do you know who that is? Didn't think so. But they sound like a broke-ass Gwen Stefani, and you put that all together on one song, and it sounds terrible. But before I get too negative, I just want to say, she can rap. There's songs where she does touch on some of the stuff she's been through in her life, you know, coming from Australia to America to chase her dream. It's a very common theme on the album. She has a song called Nothing's Impossible, I believe, where she's rapping about how nothing's impossible. She has a song called Walk the Line. That's actually the intro song, where she talks about how she's walked the line on her own and she's making it and she's proud of herself, etc. That's an ongoing theme on the album, which I can appreciate. I mean, she left Australia when she was 16 to come to the States to make it as a rapper, and she's done it. You know what I mean? I don't knock the hustle at all, but musically, this album is just a mess. I feel like if she had picked some more hip-hoppy, rappy beats, this could have been really good because, like I said, she can rap. She can actually flow, but a lot of the beat selection is really weird. She has a dance hall type of song with Movado that it's just all over the place. I can't even explain it. It just sounds like they said, let's get Movado on this song and make sort of a dance hall-y type of song that doesn't fit. It's awkward. She has a song called Bounce, that, you know, bounce your ass, etc., whatever, completely uninspired content. She has a song called Change Your Life featuring T.I., which is basically a Whatever You Like Part 2. They're rapping about how they can change your life if you know, if you fuck with me, I'll change your life because I got money, I can get you this, and we can fly here and do that, which is just a played out topic. Like, I don't need to hear more songs about that unless you can flip it in an interesting sort of way. Work is one of the singles from this album that is actually pretty good. I like it. It has a super hard beat. It's a rap beat like I talked about, so she sounds pretty good on it. She talks about how, you know, 16, no money, no family, in the middle of Miami. Something along those lines, you know, adding to her story. But she doesn't really go too far into detail as far as her story goes. I feel like with these songs like New Bitch, the song with Movado, which, let me look up what that was called. Lady Patra, that's what that song was called. I feel like a lot of these songs, they're just uninspired. The beats are kind of awkward. They're like electronic, dancey, rappy, nothing new, good, original going on here at all. And it takes away from if she had an album that had more rap beats and her rapping and telling her story. I'd like to hear about some of the shit she went through being a teenager in Miami, trying to make it as a white female rapper. Like, there's got to be some crazy shit that you could talk about and you could go into some depth on that. But maybe she's done that on her past albums and mixtapes. Like I said, I'm not a huge Iggy Azalea fan. You know, I know a bit of her work, but, you know, I wasn't excited to do this album review. But I feel like, you know, for your first album release that you're really going to try to push, it'd be a good idea to tell a bit more of your story rather than just scrape the surface of it. But I get it. In this day and age, you're going for those radio hits. And that's what a lot of the songs on this album sound like. You know, she has her singing on choruses. The beats are sort of safe and a lot of synthesizers, not not anything too unique. Just sounds like a lot of watered down radio hits that they were going for. The song that I really did like on it is actually called 100, and it features Watch the Duck, who I have no idea who that is, but they sound like CeeLo Green with a little bit more bass in the voice. But I just really like that beat. I always like beats like this. It has that sort of guitar, southern, like Nappy Roots almost type of feel. It really slaps as far as the bass goes. Even though, you know, again, the content's nothing out of this world. It's just about how they keep it 100, which I've never been a fan of that saying, keep it 100, and you see on Twitter people use the emoji 100 all the time. It's always the sign of a bullshit tweet, you know what I mean? It's like, when you find that one you love, you stick with them forever, 100. It's like, oh, fucking, wow, that is definitely 100. Thanks for sharing that. Another song that was good was Goddess. Kind of good. I mean, her rapping on it is good, but on the hook she's saying, you know, bow down to a goddess, but you're not a goddess. I'm not going to bow down to you. I don't really feel that. I guess I'm just going to wrap it up. I don't want to go through all the songs because there's really not much to say. Like I said, a lot of it just sounds like some watered down radio hits. She's a great rapper, but I feel like she didn't take advantage of this opportunity she was given. In my opinion, I mean, this is probably the type of shit that a lot of you, maybe not a lot of you, want to hear, because I feel like a lot of the people who I discuss these reviews with, a lot of people who comment have sort of a similar taste, but I feel like this is something that the mainstream audience will appreciate. I could see it getting radio play and making money, so I guess in that way it's good, but as far as musically and trying to make a new classic and show that you're a rapper to be taken seriously, I don't think this album accomplished that. Unfortunately, the beat production is what takes it down, and that's too bad. You know, you always hear about rappers who are good and they just can't get their beats right. Cannabis was known for that for years, but with Iggy, it's almost like she's going for a sort of Nicki Minaj-ish type of sound. Yeah, there's not really much more I can say to that. I'm just looking at my list of songs to see if there's any I missed. Maybe there's something interesting or exciting I can say, but there's really not. I mean, if you like Iggy Azalea and have been following her career, then I guess you'll like this. But if you're just wondering if, hey, maybe I should check that Iggy Azalea, it might have some good songs on it, you might find 2 or 3 that you like. A lot of it you're going to skip through and think is bullshit. You might even just find her voice annoying, which I did. I actually got a headache trying to review this album over the past couple of days because the mix of her voice with these shitty, weird beats just wasn't doing it for me. So to wrap it up, I would give this album a 2 out of 5. That's not good. But I think it could have been a lot better, like I said, if she had to pick some better production and tried to make it more of a rap album more than just a radio-safe, watered-down type of product. But you know what? They're trying to make money. Maybe that's what she was going for. Maybe that's what her fans want, so I can't hate on that. But as far as a new classic, Iggy Azalea's new classic is not a new classic. 2 out of 5. Let me know what you think if you checked it out. I bet a lot of you probably didn't even check it out. I don't know if this is going to generate much conversation, but if it does, tell me what you think. We'll talk about it. And follow me on Twitter, @LukeJamesBGN. Subscribe, like the video, comment, and I'll see you next time.